A very warm welcome to you all, and thank you to you that participated yesterday evening. It was a pleasure being together with you. See, the beginning of the video we just saw much resembled my childhood surroundings. I grew up at my parents' farm on the west side of Jutland, the great peninsula of Denmark. Surrounding the farm, our fields provided us with cereal for the animals to eat. Our kitchen garden supplied us with greens and fruits, and our hens provided us with eggs. And when we needed milk, we would go out to the cows and pick it up fresh from the tank. I actually remember how disgusting it seemed to us that anybody would buy 4 days old milk and drink it from a cardboard package. Because where I lived, food was something you grew, nurtured and made with your hands, not something you bought in a store and threw away. For luncheon, we would eat the leftovers from last night's dinner, and if we had surplus food after that, it would go to the dog or the chickens. Throwing food away for no good reason was not an option. It gave me a respect for the resources around me and a general knowledge of how to use and preserve them. But today, like most of the world's population, I have moved to the city. These days, I never see the hen which produced the eggs for my breakfast, or the tree that bore the apples I eat. And now, instead of getting fresh milk from my own cows, I too must pick up in a cold shop fridge packed in cardboard and plastic. And of course, that distance has an effect. The kilometers increasing between our cities and our food weaken our basic knowledge, understanding, and respect for what we eat. And exactly that is one of the main challenges which have created the need for this summit, Better Food for More People. Here in Denmark, we are lucky to have fostered some of the culinary frontrunners revolutionizing gastronomy in the world today. But while housing world-known Michelin restaurants like Noma and Geranium, we have a less ambitious average population. Last year, the Danes voted their top 3 favorite dishes: rye bread with toppings, soup, and pizza. So like many other countries, we also have much to learn. And that is why this summit calls for a new international movement, using the passion for gastronomy to develop new ideas. Our aim is to get the joy and passion back into the concept of food for more people. We have to do that for multiple reasons, but some scream louder than others. Obesity is one of the most immediate consequences of bad food habits. According to WHO, today most of the world's population live in countries where obesity and overweight kills more people than underweight and starvation. In China, healthcare due to excess weight costs almost 3% of the total healthcare expenditures. And in Denmark, the number is 7%, while in the US the number is up to 12%. And while our cities are gaining more weight, we are also throwing away tons of food that could have been eaten. Around 88 million tons of food is wasted annually in the European Union. And in Denmark it is 700,000 tons. And how much is that? Well, approximately 777,000 cows on one line, just to get a picture of the amount. And as I mentioned last night, 40% of all US food is lost before and after it reaches the consumer. So our vision here today is as simple as it is complex. We must try to reverse this bad cycle, a bad cycle of weight and waste. But should we really try to control what people eat? To me, that freedom to make your own choices in life is essential. In my opinion, we have ended up with a food debate of rather extreme positions, There only seems to be room for either saints or devils. And if we look at our own statistics here in Denmark, our population is equally divided when it comes to food. About half are enthusiasts and spend extra money on organic and local food. The other half do not consider food an important element in their lives, and some have entirely given up. In 2012, the International Food Information Council did a survey in the US, causing them to conclude that Americans find doing their own tax return easier than improving their diet. And many resembling surveys have been made, all showing that we need to build a new bridge if we want to reach more people with our messages on better food. We need new ideas to make food a positive, passionate daily event, also for those feeling distant from all the eating advice. In this summit, we have invited you all to discuss better food for more people, the big kitchen. Because today all the big cities of the world, New York, Shanghai, London, Berlin, are big kitchens. And by visualizing our cities as one big world kitchen, where food is brought in, prepared and consumed in a million different ways, we can try to come up with methods to embrace our challenges on a larger scale. We need your ideas on how to embody the vision of better food for more people and create a movement that will inspire stakeholders from all sectors to take action. Today I ask you to join me in formulating a Better Food for More People charter, addressing 4 main themes. Through better information, theme number 1, we need to engage more people in their own choices of food. In April, I visited Bronx Wildcat Academy in New York, which helps troubled young people going back to school. The philosophy is to use healthy food, education, and job training in a kitchen so that troubled young people can come back to the school, come back to their life, come back to a healthier living. And what really stunned me was that for some this is their first experience with actually eating with a knife and fork. They really didn't know what to use when it was on the table next to the plate, because they were used to these ones when they were eating. By growing their own vegetables and cooking their own food, they are now learning about the ingredients of a healthy life. So instead of pointing fingers, I believe that we must empower people with relevant food education, giving them the freedom to take responsibility for their own diet. But to do that, everyone must trust that their food is safe, and thus food safety is our theme number 2. Food today is passing more borders in a few days than many people do in a lifetime. Therefore, we need an international approach to food safety, and we need new ideas for better controls. Everyone should feel safe to buy food and cook in their own kitchen. But how do we start teaching without preaching? In this summit, we have chosen to focus on gastronomy, theme number 3, as a central tool to go from noisy information to food education. How do we do this? How do we democratize gastronomy? That is the important question. And finally, we must prevent food waste, our theme number 4. The economic and political reasons why are easy to see. But wasting food is not just a political, an economic, or even a social problem alone. It is a moral issue. In my opinion, we have a moral obligation to take better care of our resources. We need a consumer's moral philosophy. We must learn to show a greater respect for our own food, and that is also why we have doggy bags at the side of our food stands here today, so please take some of the food home with you when the day is done. Because through respect for our food may come understanding, and through understanding may come knowledge. And I am well aware that in the future even fewer children will grow up on a farm, as I was lucky to do. But we must try to bring the mindset of the farms to the kitchens of our cities. With your help, I hope that we can spread the movement of better food for more people in the big kitchen worldwide. So let us together break the bad cycle of weight and waste. Thank you.